So finally, we have some stories about companies and what
Mm-hmm.
we've heard from candidates after they call us and debrief us about what happened after the interview.
Yeah, I know sometimes we learn from we actually coach our clients on the way that the candidates come back, and having a successful interview sometimes needs to be us guiding them as to what not to do as a client, how they interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what to ask for and so on and so forth. So I had a candidate interviewing for a senior sales position with a company, and he was interviewing with the supervisor that would eventually be his manager. And during the interview, I'm not sure if it was more of a distraction tactic, but he answered the phone twice from his wife. And in that conversation, they were discussing dinner plans and what they wanted to eat, where they wanted to go, what they wanted to do for that evening. So the candidate was kind of caught off guard. Okay, I thought it was more important than that to answer, which is fine. And then he carried on and said that throughout the other remaining half hour of the interview, he had been interrupted twice by team members on that sales team with customer escalation problems that the manager needed to handle. And he basically said, hand that to someone else. I'm not touching that one. I don't want any part of it. And then the candidate's like, okay, well, in his perspective, if this is how he's dealing with my clients, maybe, this probably isn't the right manager that I'd like to work for. But it was just interesting. So I helped that client, learn about what he can and can't do on interviews if he's looking to be serious about hiring somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good.
Because somebody wants to, you take a job to work for certain people or work for a manager,
And we work hard to find the candidates, and if the client's not giving that experience a good chance, then we're just going to keep going through candidates, and it's not going to.
Yeah, because it's a lot of times it's as much as the candidate interviewing the company as it is the company interviewing the candidate.
For sure.
To make sure that it's the right fit for them. So one time I placed a candidate in a position at a local company here in Rochester, and it was another senior financial type. It was like a financial manager or something like that, a newly created position, and they told me that on the first day the candidate should just go to the front desk and that they would connect them with the hiring manager who would show them to his space. So we've kind of worked a lot with our clients on figuring out like what the onboarding is and making sure that there's a welcome for the person on the first day and all that type of stuff. And so the candidate was told by the receptionist to just go to the conference room, which was kind of off the lobby, and that the hiring manager would be right with him. So he went in and sat there and kind of waited and popped his head out a few times and asked, I'm still waiting. And the receptionist said, yep, they're on their way. So long story short, the candidate ends up going to go to lunch by himself because there's nobody there and he's starving. Comes back, they're like, yep, we're going to get you engaged this afternoon. The hiring manager will be right there. It got to be 5 o'clock. He laughed. He called me on his way home. He's like, yeah, apparently they don't need me.
Oh my gosh.
It's a newly created position, but I just sat in a conference room all day long, and so I will not be returning tomorrow.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stories like that absolutely happen.
It happens.
Yeah.